What up, Pokenet? Thanks for checking out the video. Today, we're going to take a look at what we take with us when we go play Pokemon. So that's whether it's a tournament, pre-releases, trade nights. These are the things we take with us in a whole different variety. It depends on what the event is, right? So we'll kind of go through what we're taking with us, why we have that set up, and what it looks like. And then otherwise, we really appreciate you guys for checking out the video. So if you haven't, please smash the like button, go subscribe, check out some of our other videos. And then we always love getting feedback from the community. Let me know what you want to see, if there's anything you want us to change. So we love hearing from the Pokemon community, so let me know what you guys think. So otherwise, let's jump into it and see what we take with us when we go play Pokemon. So the first thing we'll go through is our Gengar Gamers Trove. So this is by Ultra Pro. I was looking forever for the Gengar one. We both really like this. Parker and I both love the Gengar one. It was easy to find Pikachu, but we want a Gengar, right? So anyways, we looked for a long time. I think we got this for Parker for a birthday or something like that years ago, and it served us really well. I love this setup, and we'll jump into that here in a second. So that's our biggest thing we take with us when we go and play, because if we don't have our decks, we can't play, right? Then we also have our trade binder. So we'll kind of look through that a little bit, but we take our trade binder with us. Even if it's just a tournament, it's good to have some of it there in case we see a card we need or there's a buddy asking for something. So we take our trade binder with us whenever we go, no matter what the setup is. And then we also have our playable. This has like all our trainers, supporters, items, A-specs, anything like that are in that binder. And so we take that with us to a lot of tournaments if I need to make a change in one of our decks. Or sometimes I'll run into someone who needs something, right? They're looking for Lily's Determination and they don't have one. Well, luckily we have some in here. We've done a whole video on what that binder looks like. So I'll put a link in the description. So go check that video out too if you want to see how we organize all the stuff we play with. And then we have a dual playmat carrier. So this is made by Monster, and I'll put a link to it in for Amazon so you can go check it out too. Again, because Parker and I both are playing all the time, I wanted to have a dual mat carrier. And Parker loved putting stickers on it, so it's got all kinds of stickers on that one too. And then we have our damage counter. So Parker and I both have our damage counters. And then we also, when we go to pre-releases, we take sleeves and stuff like that. So we'll jump into that as we go through the video. So let me get a few things moved out of the way, and we'll take a look first at Gengar for sure and check him out. So we loved these gamer troves, right? We thought they looked so cool. We were really excited for Gengar in particular. We thought this one looked awesome. The original one comes with this divider in it, so I'll get it opened up. So the way this looks here is it has this, I only got decks in here, but it has this divider in here, so you can put some playmats here, and then you put your decks down below. That's how they built this to be. I don't like it that way because we take a lot of decks with us, as you can see. So this will hold up to 15 of the 60 card Ultra Pro deck boxes. So that's what I use. I use the 60, I'm pretty sure these are the 60 card Ultra Pro. And then I also use the hard, these are boulders from Ultimate Guard. I like the boulder ones because they're so sturdy. If they had more colors, we'd have more of them, right? So this is all the colors they make in the 60. So if anyone knows somebody at Ultimate Guard, please tell them to make more colors in the 60 count, because man, if they got pinks and oranges and all kinds of colors in the hundreds, right? But we don't need that. We need the 60s so we can fit them in my gamer trove better. So when we go to tournaments, I may not bring all of these. I may actually only bring 10, and I'll leave 5 more at home. A lot of times I make changes when I get to a tournament on what deck I want, but this also gives me a chance to play against Parker and give him some rounds against some different matchups. Um, but when we go to like trade night, I'll bring all 15 because a lot of times we're playing and I'm giving my buddies different looks. I'm also again I'm trying to get Parker to see different things so he can get ready for tournaments. And so I found this is one of the best ways to do it is I just run all kinds of different decks and Parker gets to see a variety of meta stuff. So right now that's what most of this is meta decks that we've put together. Um, we do also have our expanded decks in here currently because locally we're getting ready for an expanded tournament. And so these are the first two decks I got put together for expanded. And then we also have our decks. So these are the ones Parker and I play with. And then we have the rest of our meta type decks that we have built. And luckily, right now we got all of these completely finished. I was lucky to pull everything and get all the stuff we need. So these are 15 completed decks that we get a battle with. Because one thing that drives me nuts is having to switch cards back and forth. I know it's not the end of the world, but man, it just drives me nuts when I have to do that sometimes. So um, yeah, so we take this to trade nights. We'll take it when we go to some tournaments at times. Again, we don't usually go all 15 when we go to some tournaments. And then we also will take this. We'll take this with us sometimes when we travel, just because we like playing Pokemon, right? So even if we're not going to a tournament per se, we may bring the gamers trove with us, so we can get some games in. So that's what we're looking at. Again, the Ultra Pro 60 and the Ultimate Guard 60 is what I have, so I can fit 15 decks into the gamer trove. And it's pretty overkill. I don't know how many other people need that, but for me, this worked out perfect. And again, I had to mess with it for a bit. What was the best way to fit? At one point it was only 10 decks. I just couldn't get very many to fit in here in like the normal like 80 card decks or like the deck boxes you get through Pokemon. Those ones are all bigger too. So again, this is what I use. I need to find more colors. I'm getting pretty low on my color options because I still have 3 more decks that aren't in here right now. And so I'm getting low on colors. So in the description, let me know what other colors could I use that are like the Ultra Pro or the Ultimate Guard 60s that you don't see in here. Yeah. So, anyways, that's what we take with all of our decks. And we take it with us for a variety of different, like I said, different tournaments and different things like that. Love that thing. It's come in really handy for multiple years, and it's been great. So, all right. Then we talked about this, right? The Monster dual dual mat carrier. Again, we've used this for a long time. We both have our newest champion mats sitting in there for our next tournament. It just makes my life way easier to have them both together. Like I said, because Parker and I are always playing together at these tournaments. I like when I'm able to kind of condense things down. When we don't need to take all our deck boxes, I may put the 2 mats back into the gamer trove. Again, it just kind of depends, but knowing that I need to take this has been easy. It actually fits like in a water holder in my backpack, so I put it right there and it goes perfect. All right. So then next we have our trade binder, right? So within this we have obviously the things we're looking to trade, but we also have a lot of playable cards and stuff that we keep stashed in here. And so this way, if we run into somebody and they need the Petrunt EX, we have it ready to go. So this has a lot of our trades, but along with some stuff that I'll build for decks. So a lot of cool stuff in there. Again, we take this with us almost to every tournament, every game night, obviously trade nights. And that's because we need to make sure we have what we need to trade in case we find a card that we need or want. So we'll bring that with us. At most of the things we're going to bring the trade binder. And yeah, sorry for some of the lighting on the binders, right? It doesn't look perfect. Okay, and then this is the binder we have with all of our playable cards in it, right? So talked about it in a video before where let me go see if I can find. I just filled this up, so I don't have very much that's upside down. So if I have a play set, it's right side up. If I don't have a play set in here, then I turn it upside down. So it's a little trick I've been using in this binder. And so, like last night, we had gone through, I built a few decks, so I needed to refill this. So I went through and refilled it last night. Unfortunately, we only have 3 light ball. Drives me crazy. I only have 3 of them, but we don't use it, so it's fine. But anyways, if you want to see more on this, again, check out the description. We have the video on how we fill it, what we do with this binder, and again, it goes with us to most every tournament. Maybe not pre-releases, which is what we're going to talk about next, but otherwise, we bring that binder with us. All right, so when Parker and I go to pre-releases, and for anybody, right, when you go to a pre-release, you're going to want to bring your own sleeves because you want to sleeve up your 40 card deck. So that's what we have in here. We have extra sleeves. So we have extra 40 sleeves. And it works out well, right? When you buy 100 sleeves and you put 60 into a deck, you have 40 extra, right? So we put one of our favorite colors and we take those to pre-releases. And then we also have deck boxes. These are the smaller of the deck boxes that Pokemon gives us. But I think they're perfect for 40 card decks. So we take these with us. And this is the one I've been using. Parker's been using the Team Rockets one. So we take those with us when we go to pre-releases. Because one, we want to sleeve up the cards, but I also like having the extra deck box to put our deck in. And then that way I can put the rest of our cards back in the deck box thing that it comes in when you go to the pre-release. So again, we always take these to pre-releases, and I think it's worked really well to have them for that. All right, and then we don't have anything fancy for our for our damage counters and stuff. We just use the tins, and part of that's because we love them, right? I mean, I really like the Charmander one, so I've been running that for heck probably 3 years now, and then Parker keeps switching back and forth at times, but he likes the Monkey Dory. So anyways, so let me open these up, kind of show you what's going on. Some of these things we can kind of ignore, right? Is we got the V-Star markers and the GX markers in here, but that's because we're playing Expanded coming up soon, right? So these aren't usually in here when we go to tournaments. But we do always have plenty of dice, plenty of damage counters. Some of the ones I really like, I use these purple and gold ones. And the reason I use those is I think they show up on camera better, actually. So that's why I've used them, because I think they're easier to see when you guys are watching us on film. When I use the white and yellow, that's what I had before. You can't even tell, right? You can't even see what one that is. So anyways, that's why I went to these purple and gold ones. It's actually just so it's easier to see on film when we're filming. But so we got tons of damage counters. We obviously got some ability markers, right? So our favorite ability markers, we got those as well. And then we've got these big die. I was actually using these 20Ds when we were playing Lost Box. With Lost Zone was so much fun, and you had to keep track of all the cards in your Lost Zone. And I love those big die for that. So those D20s came in clutch for that. And then otherwise, we got the normal stuff, right? We got fire, burn, poison, and then one of our buddies actually made a Badoo coin. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah. So one of my buddies made a Badoo coin, and that was actually one of Parker's ideas, so that when you Badoo someone, you can throw the coin on their Pokemon. That way you don't forget you got Badooed, right? Oh, um, yeah. So, anyways, those are what we take with us as far as damage counters. Again, we have the V Star and GX markers in there now, but that's just because we're getting close to an expanded tournament, and we're going to be doing some videos on that. So check back for those. Let me know if you've played expanded at all, because this is new for Parker and I. Neither one of us have played much expanded, but we want to. We think it's going to be a lot of fun. We also have a gym leader challenge coming up, and I don't know nothing about gym leader challenge. That's a whole new video for me too. So, anyways, this is what we have going when we go to tournaments. In trade nights, pre-releases. So I have a backpack. We generally put all this stuff with me, and then Parker will carry a little bag with him that we can put some snacks or some water in or something like that, right? Especially at the big tournaments, at regionals, man, you don't get breaks, especially if you have a bunch of long matches back to back to back. You barely get a chance to even go get anything to eat or drink. So it's important we take lots of water with us, especially at the big tournaments. We bring plenty of water bottles. Make sure we know where the fill stations are at, because a lot of times my hands start cramping up after hours and hours of Pokemon play. But so, anyways, again, this is the look we have. Again, let me know in the description if there's any different colors that you know of we can start getting. And if you know Ultimate Guard, please, please, goodness, get me some new colors in those boulders, because I would love to see some pinks and oranges, something just different in the 60 count. Yeah, so anyways, as always, the way we sign off is have a Poketastic day.